Okay, welcome. We've back to our channel. We've gotten away from doing comparison videos, but now that we've had the first one-up box and nerd block for September, we thought we'd try it again. And so we'll have annotations up. We'll change the title of the video to reflect it when they're up, to put in all the numbers and stuff that we're talking about. So on the left, our first sort of tabulation will be the nerd block for September. And we'll start off with the brain-shaped stress ball. You can't buy these, definitely custom, definitely unique, happy anniversary nerd block. So it was hard to price it. We used our discretion. We found a website that does wholesale promotional brain stress balls, and they charge wholesale about $1.85 for each one. So we were thinking that would be worth about $3. You've got the Scribble Knots unmasked, and after a little bit of research we realized this is the modern Blue Beetle, who looks nothing like the Blue Beetle I knew growing up reading Justice League with Kevin Maguire drawing it. But that is worth $5. The t-shirt,
which is really, really awesome.
Yeah, especially since it looks like this is the, if not the cover, but similar to the cover that's used for the actual soundtrack for the movie. That we go with the estimate of $17, which is what it would cost to buy on Shirt Punch, which is the sister company of Nerd Block. And the giant microbes venereal plush, in this case gonorrhea, the clap, is about $10 retail. Then you've got the Mega Bloks Marvel Mini, which is $3. In our case we got Silver Surfer, and apparently he is the ultra rare chase figure in this set. So that's actually kind of cool. We usually don't get that lucky. And he is really cool. I mean,
he is quite an awesome figure.
He cuts quite a run.
If the surfboard was a little smaller, I think it would be more proportionate. But what can you do?
And then finally we've got the TMNT, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Papercraft playset, which is $10 retail. Now what's interesting though is that while I was looking for it online, I actually found it on Toys R Us on sale on clearance for $3.48. So depending on how you go by it, it was either a package this month worth about $41.50 to, if you go by the low end of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles playset, or up to $48.
This is the third sticker craft we got, and paper craft, sorry, and they've all been really, really cool.
Yeah. These
are kind of a box maker, and I don't care if it is because it's cheap. It's not the kind of thing that I would have seen to buy anyways, and that gives it its own value. Which is kind of what this box's value is. You get a little bit of extra, value for your buck, but it's finding stuff that you wouldn't necessarily have even known about otherwise.
Absolutely. And one of the things we should point out too, in the past we've done comparisons, because we're in Canada, we've tried to do a Canadian price and American price. What's difficult about this is that a lot of these aren't really easily available for us at retail buying from Amazon.ca. And because the one-up box is not available in Canada, we thought what we'd do is just stick to strictly US numbers. And aside from the t-shirt, nothing really reaches our threshold of the sort of the more expensive, bigger item that we would include extra shipping, and that's where it really skews for Canadian prices. So that's probably one of the reasons why it doesn't compare as well, because this month the premium of value over cost for the nerd block is only, depending on the low end, 40 to upper end 60%, depending on the price for the...
Which is still really good. I actually really, really like this block, even though it wasn't, our biggest
it typically
value.
Buys in the 80 to 100% premium. So as far as value, it's a little bit of a minor disappointment, but as far as the stuff we got, we actually liked it a lot this month.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving along to the new contender, which is the one-up box. We've got an Adventure Time plush Fat Jake.
Which is awesome.
He is awesome. And he's worth $10 at retail. And we've got another t-shirt,
I love this shirt, actually.
The mashup.
This is a really, really cool shirt.
Yeah. With Fat Jake there and Link. So it's a mashup between Legend of Zelda and Adventure Time. That, again, we don't have a price on it. It's definitely not Shirt Punch, but just in fairness, we figured we'd use the same estimate for $17 for the shirt in terms of getting it to your door. That seems pretty typical. Sometimes a little bit more, 20, sometimes a little bit less when it's on sale, but that seems a bit fair.
And I just want to point out one thing that I noticed about this block. The one-up block very much follows Loot Crate's kind of style, where they have one or two big ticket items and a lot of smaller items. but it seems like they have like a similar number of the big ticket items to Loot Crate, and then just less smaller items.
Yeah.
So it feels more solid to me.
Well, it's hard because obviously you look at the boxes; it's a much smaller box, but they packed it full, and we're talking about a price that undercuts both Nerd Block and Loot Crate, who are the big players in this market. And I think they did a great job. So you've got the promotional pins, which is the kind of thing that Loot Crate does. Again, hard to say what kind of value on it. We figured, to be fair, we'd say $1 for the pins. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stickers, very cool. Couldn't find them online. Didn't really have a price.
And from the way it looks on the back, it does look kind of like they printed it out, potentially.
Yeah. So I'd say, again, giving it some value, $2. Maybe you think it's worth more or less, but we figured $2 is fair.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
I find it funny that there's TMNT items in both blocks.
You know what?
Popular franchise.
It didn't occur to me until you just said that. Yeah. And our last thing is a Super Mario Dangler, which has a retail value of $4. So we start off with a cost of $14.52. Again, this is states only. So anybody like us in Canada or anywhere else outside the States, you can't buy it. So that's why we're sticking to the American price comparison. We are special. And that's $14.52 with a retail value of about $34. So what we're looking at is more than 130% premium in value over. Which is
better than any of the blocks I've ever gotten.
Yeah, which is pretty
Nerd
impressive.
Block has been, like we said, up to maybe 100, maybe 110 at the most, but 134?
And listen, it's not the only consideration, but it's a good consideration if you're looking at the value that you're getting out of the block, even if you don't like it, or even if you like it, it makes a big difference.
Also, it's a smaller investment each month too.
That's what that's one thing I like about One Up Box the best, is because it is, I don't want to say cheap because there's that connotation with not good, but it's the most inexpensive of the three. It seems like you're getting, at least from the first month, you're getting pretty good value for it. So yeah, I think we've got a winner. We're still happy with Nerd Block. We've been getting that for more than a year. Happy anniversary again, Nerd Block. But we're pretty impressed with One Up Box. I want to say block, and I keep on saying block, but it's One Up Box. Okay, so that's the end of our comparison. So at the end of our video, we've got something minor to show you. And if you want to take a look over here, it's a limited edition print of, well, take a look. If you want to have your own chance at guessing this, this might be a good time to pause it. It's not really so much who the character is, but what you want to do is see if you recognize, for people who collect comics or read them, see if you recognize the artist. So pause it here, and then we will have the big reveal. So this is actually by Steve McNiven. And you probably know him because he's done a lot more mainstream stuff now, but this was way back in 1996, before he'd made his career. And I met him at a convention, and he was giving away these prints. So this is number 9 out of 100 from his Frozen Ink Studios. One of his studio partners was Logan Lubera, who actually has gone on to do work for Marvel, but he hasn't really reached the popularity of Steve McNiven. So for those of you who don't know who Steve McNiven is, he's done some more, oh, that's not so great, some more popular...
Gotta get that angle right.
Yeah, some properties like Wolverine, and he's done. I think he did that zombie whole Marvel crossover stuff. So, anyways, there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you when the next box comes, probably in a couple weeks.
Bye.
Thanks.